Urakami southern part. Now let's see southern Urakami. Mitsubishi Steel's number 1 plant. Mitsubishi Steel number 1 plant was a forging factory located 1.2 kilometers to the south of the blast center. They were building bulletproof steel plate for such as tank armor. The factory was totally flattened by the atomic bomb, and several hundreds were killed right there. One of few survivors professes that he was manufacturing bomb tail parts. The reason why weapon factory workers annihilated. Why were factory workers annihilated so easily? First, B-29s flew from Tinian to Yakushima Island via Iwo Jima. When B-29s came to Yakushima, Nagasaki was alarmed early in the morning, and workers evacuated into shelters. As B-29s flew over to Kokura, the first atomic bomb target, Nagasaki's alarm was cleared after 10 in the morning. Then workers in the shelters returned to their morning jobs. However, B-29s failed to bombard Kokura due to clouds and flew down south to Nagasaki, the second atomic bomb target. When Nagasaki Fortress headquarters found B-29s coming, they hesitated to sound the alarm again because their morning alarm turned to be a false one, and headquarters did not want to make the same mistake when weapon production was pressed hard, and yet headquarters false alarm ruined the morning production already. So when the atomic bomb exploded on 11:02 in the morning, workers had just restarted their morning job and totally off guard. Mitsubishi Steel's number 3 plant. Mitsubishi Steel number 3 plant was located 1.5 kilometers to the southwest of the blast center. It was a press roll mill to manufacture sheet metals for all kinds of products, but weapon industries only had the right to use them in those days. The mill itself was flattened by the atomic bomb, and few workers survived. Mitsubishi Shipyard Sawmill. Mitsubishi Shipyard Sawmill was located 1.7 kilometers to the south of the blast center. Japan was suffering from shortage of metals and used wood instead wherever, such as a hull of suicide motor boat, wings for suicide planes, etc. However, this indispensable sawmill was also totally destroyed by the atomic bomb. Kyushu Power Supply Nagasaki Thermal Plant. Kyushu Thermal Power Plant was located 2 kilometers to the south of the blast center and was totally destroyed and burned down. Also, 4 steel towers for high voltage lines and more than 1,400 power poles were knocked down by the atomic bomb, causing general blackout for the whole city. Kyushu Power Supply Nagasaki Office. Kyushu Power Supply Office was located 2.5 kilometers to the southeast of the blast center. Workers were recovering power lines for Mitsubishi Steel's Mitsubishi Shipyard, Medical University, which suffered blackouts from August 1st bombing. The atomic bomb blast blew such workers off power poles down to the ground, resulting 21 deaths. Seibu Gas Yachio Plant. Seibu Gas Yachio Plant had two 5,600 cubic meter gas holders and were supplying gas to Mitsubishi Steels, Mitsubishi Weapons, Mitsubishi Shipyard, but were totally crumpled and could not operate for the rest of the war. Mitsubishi Shipyard Saiwaimachi Plant. Mitsubishi Shipyard Saiwaimachi Plant was located 2 kilometers to the south of the blast center. It was manufacturing parts for midget submarines. The expanded view is here. The northernmost was a foundry which produced cast iron parts and had workforce of 300 to 400. The second from the north was a machining factory which had 600 to 700 workers. The third was a sheet metal factory with 200 to 250. The last was a general office with 150 to 200 workers. The atomic bomb crumpled all these factories to the ground and almost nobody survived. Zenza Substation. Zenza Substation was located 1.7 kilometers to the southeast of the blast center. It was supplying electricity to Mitsubishi Steels, Mitsubishi Weapons, and Mitsubishi Shipyard, but was totally destroyed and could not recover until the end of war. Asahimachi Substation. Asahimachi Substation was located 3 kilometers to the south of the blast center. It was supplying electricity to Mitsubishi Electric, but was totally destroyed and could not recover until the end of war.